Ever wonder why some people look effortlessly sharp while others constantly buy new clothes? It is not just about what they wear, rather, it is how they take care of what they wear. So in this video, I'm sharing with you easy hacks to keep your clothes looking fresh and lasting longer. These tips could change the way you care for your wardrobe and save you money too. Also, try to get to hack 3 because I've got a freebie for you. Let's get into it. To ensure that your clothes remain in good condition for as long as possible, the very first thing to do is to read the care labels. This is the primary step because whenever you buy any new clothing item, you are probably very pumped and excited to wear it that you forget to read the instructions. But Richie, I don't see any manual there. Are you sure about that? Let me show you. Have you really taken the time to look out those small tags attached inside your clothes? Oh yeah. Well, it happens that they are very important than you think. These tiny tags are what we call the care labels, which contain specific instructions for how to properly care for that clothing item and extend its lifespan. Care labels provide instructions on how to wash, dry, iron, and even store your clothes. Therefore, understanding these help you care for your clothing in a way that keeps it looking fresh and wearable for as long as possible. So let's go through a few symbols and what they mean, shall we? Let's start off with the washing symbol. This is represented by a bucket with water. So if you see a bucket with water on that care label with a number inside the bucket like 30 degrees Celsius or 60 degrees Celsius, that's the highest water temperature you should use when washing that item. When you see a hand in a bucket, this means that that clothing item should only be washed by hand. Don't use a washing machine. What if you see a crossed out bucket? If the bucket on the care label is crossed out, then it means that clothing item shouldn't be washed at all. Rather, you need to take it to the dry cleaner instead. Moving on to drying symbols. The drying symbol on the care label is represented by a square. So if you see a square and a circle in it, it means that you can use a tumble dryer for this garment. The dots inside tell you the heat level. 1 dot for low heat, 2 dots for medium heat, and 3 dots for very high heat. If you see a square with a horizontal line, it means that you should lay that item flat to dry. This is great for fabrics like wool or cashmere so that they do not stretch out. What if you see a square with vertical line? This means you should hang that item to dry, either on a clothesline or a drying rack. Now, when you see a crossed out square with a circle, it means that you shouldn't use a tumble dryer. That is to say that that particular fabric is so delicate and might get damaged by the heat. Moving on to ironing symbol. This is straightforward, represented by an iron. So if you see an iron with dots, like we saw in the previous guideline, the number of dots represents the level of heat you are expected to use. 1 dot for low heat like polyester, 2 dots for medium heat like for silk and wool items, and 3 dots for high heat like cotton or linen clothing items. When your iron is crossed out, it means that you should not iron that clothing item. It either doesn't need it or it is too delicate and might need steaming instead. Now let's see some bleaching symbols for those of us who use bleach in washing. When you see a triangle on your care label, it means that you can use any type of bleach to wash that clothing item. If you see a triangle with lines, it means you should only use a bleach that doesn't contain chlorine to wash that clothing item to avoid fading, especially for colored fabrics. A crossed out triangle means that yes, your guess is as good as mine. Do not use bleach at all for that clothing item, not even non-chlorine bleach. What about dry cleaning symbols? When you see a circle on your care label, it means that that item can be dry cleaned. The letters inside of the circle tell the dry cleaner what kind of cleaning solution to use. And the crossed out circle means yes, do not dry clean. That's right, you're doing great. Now for part 2, let's zero in on how to wash your clothing. When it's time to wash your clothes, first sort by color and fabric. Separate your clothes into different loads based on their colors. For example, darks are at a different point, lighter colors should be at a different point, and also according to the fabric type, like heavy fabric at one point and delicate fabrics on the other side. Also, when washing, you are expected to use the right detergent. Choose a detergent suitable for the fabric type and avoid using too much detergent, which can cause buildup. How do you know that a certain kind of detergent you want to use for a fabric type is the right one for it? Again, read. Most detergents indicate what fabric type they are designed for. So on the detergent, look for terms like delicate, wool, silk, or for all fabrics. Wash clothes in cold water when possible to prevent shrinking, fading, and wear. Turn clothes inside out when washing. This helps to protect the outer surface from friction and reduces fading. To the third tip, drying. Oh, I didn't forget. I told you that I'll share a freebie with you when I get here, right? If you're a man who has been struggling with how to dress well, or you don't know even where to start, I have a free ebook for you. The link is in the description below, where you can click on it and get this free ebook. And trust me, with this free ebook, you'll be ahead of 99% of men when it comes to your appearance and commanding a room. Now to drying. First, you have to air dry your clothes when possible. Hang your clothes to dry naturally, and this will prevent them from shrinking and reduce the wear from using a dryer. But if you must use a dryer, please make sure that you choose a low heat setting to prevent damage. Also, when using a dryer, don't overload the dryer, as this can cause excessive wrinkling of your clothes, and also the clothes might not dry evenly. When ironing and steaming your clothes, use the appropriate heat setting for each fabric. Don't just use one heat setting to iron your entire clothes. No, each fabric has its heat setting, so make sure to use the heat setting for that particular fabric. The heat setting for wool wouldn't be the same heat setting for cotton or linen, so please pay attention to this to avoid scorching your fabrics or outfits. For delicate fabrics like wool, chiffon, silk, velvet, or lace, consider using the steamer instead of the iron to reduce the risk of damage. Also, for delicate or darker fabrics, iron inside out to avoid shine and marks. You see people wear their clothes, especially darker colors like their black trousers, and you could see the shines of the iron or the marks of the iron on there. To prevent this, just iron those clothes inside out. Now when it comes to storage, try to hang those clothes that wrinkle easily and fold those that can stretch out, like your sweaters. For delicate and heavy garments, use padded hangers to maintain the shape. Also, store your clothes in cool, dry places, a place that is free from humidity and direct sunlight to prevent mold and fading. Don't store clothes in plastic garment bags for the long term, as this can trap moisture and cause mildew. When it comes to repairs and maintenance, mend tears quickly to prevent further damage. Also, don't delay in replacing missing or broken parts of your clothes to keep them wearable. Example, your buttons and your zippers. Take special care of your delicates by hand washing items like lingerie, silk, and wool to avoid damage from machine washing. However, if you do need a machine to wash your delicates, then use a mesh bag to protect them from snagging and stretching. And I think this final tip should even be in the top somewhere. I don't know where you would rank this, but this final tip is to avoid overwashing. People like to wash their clothes immediately after wearing them. Like they just wear something for a couple of hours and straight it goes into the washing machine or they hand wash it. But it shouldn't be so if you want to keep your clothes for a longer period. Note that the more you wash your clothes, the more their lifespans get shorter and shorter. So you need to wear multiple times before washing. For instance, items like jeans or jackets don't need to be washed after every wear. I understand if it is your underwear or your crisp white shirt, but if it is something else like your jeans, like your chinos, you do not need to wash them after every wear. Washing them less frequently can extend their lifespan, and that is what you should be doing. So there you have them. By following these practices, you'll ensure that your clothing stays in great shape, saving you money and helping you look your best. If you found this video useful, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, then I know you're going to enjoy this next one. It's been Dapper Up, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.